All right. Chapter 21. The Night Fight. Restless man, strong in his dauntless courage, weak in his pleasure seeking. The headstrong child of Mother Earth is the creature of few days, and they are filled with toil and tribulation. They are laden with labor and care. I lost it. I looked away. They are filled with toil and tribulation. They are laden with labor and care. He awakes on earth like a flower, opening to greet the dawning. He welcomes life as an unfolding petal welcomes the sunrise. Then, even as the flower fades while the sun declines, so does he weaken as life draws towards its time of departure. The wind blows over the places he roamed, then it is gone and knows him no more. Nothing remains but a fleeting memory, then it too passes and all is ended. A mortal being has passed like a shadow, lingering for a brief moment in the sunlight of life. A man has passed like the shadow of a cloud across the arena of earth and has left scarcely more impression. A mere handful of dust has been swirled upward by the winds of life to hover briefly in the still air of earth and to fall back to the place where whence it came, back into the embrace of its mother. Life, fleeting as a shadow, comes with the daybreak and departs with the evening gloom. It is a thing without substance, a shadow born in the light of the sun. Like a bird, it stirs the dust to brief motion, it passes, and the dust lies inert, as though it had never moved. Consider from whence man came. His place of origin is like the clay pit where men toil to dig the raw materials used by the potter. A piece of clay is dug out and separated. It comes from the darkness of the pit into the light of day. So even so is man born. The clay is cast on the wheel to be turned. The wheel is life. The wheel spins and the soft clay is molded into shape. If the shape be good and pleasing to the eye, it will be kept and cherished. If it will be ill-shaped, it is cast aside, discarded, and unwanted, a useless thing. The potter is man, and the clay his soul. The wheel is life. Swift and fleet of foot is the brief life of mortal man, though it be numbered in days and counted in years, yet he lives from moment to moment and knows not whether he has a few or many days left to squander or utilize. It can all be futile, all in vain. Can life, when it passes, be as though it never were? Are the days of man no more than wind whispers among the trees or fish trails through the waters? The days of men are as strong as breeze sweeping a boat swiftly towards harbor. The journey is soon over. The voyage is quickly ended. He arrives at his destination weak and weary, heavy-limbed and toil-worn. The sun is setting. Night hastens on the quiet footfalls. Quiet footfalls. The darkness gathers in the remains of the day, and the homesick wanderer finds peace. The labors of the day are ended, and the craftsmen lay down their tools and depart one by one. Each go their own way and are seen no more. The light-skinned ladies withdraw within, their gilded adornments cease to entrance. Their glowing glances no longer lure, the gathering gloom darkens the window, and the protective shutters are closed. The night wind seeks out the unsteady door and shakes it in its socket, and the breeze murmurs among the lattice work and whispers through the eaves. Within all is secure and silent, and the night movers commence to stir restlessly in the descending darkness without. The mistress and maidens withdraw to their resting places. The men drowse by the night lights, and the serving women stand by, eyes heavy-lidded, scarce aware of the task. Without the dwelling, the heavy darkness of night gathers, the rustle of life is stilled. The mantle of blackness closes about the weary-footed wayfarer who is nearing the end of the journey to his everlasting abode. He arrives and enters through the welcoming portals with a great sigh of relief. He casts aside his dust-stained garments and sinks down into the soft couch of forgetfulness. The wanderer is home. The tired, hoary head has found its place of peace. Now the flame that once burned so brightly is no more. The lamp is snuffed out, and its comforting light no longer shines. The earthenware bowl drops to the floor. It shatters and falls apart as the days come and pass it. It will be ground back into the dust from whence it was drawn forth. That which was lit by a spark from the eternal flame has returned to the place from whence it was generated. That which was raised up from the dust has returned from whence it came. All is as though it had never been. All who are kindred of the one blood return to the same home. The wayward son and the wanton daughter are assured of a welcome there, brief though their stay may be. Who among men knows what moves the spirits of men, and who understands the true nature of his homecoming? Like a falcon soaring up into the sunlight, man, for a brief span in its immensity of time, is borne upward on the wings of life. Then the high fleet is over, he descends, the wings are folded, and he speaks the solitude of his silent resting place. There is an end to all earthly things, and all men must come at last to the appointed place. None has gold or treasure enough to buy even one more day of time. There is no way back. It is the place of no return. Here the prince and the bondsman are alike. Here they stand side by side, and none can tell who was the man of high rank and who the lowly one. That which distinguishes them now is something not of earth, though that is where it was acquired. As the waters drain away from the land into the channels, and from the channels into the river, to be borne away and lost in the great green sea, so does man sink down into oblivion, never to rise again on earth, never to return as himself. He is gone from earth forever, back to the place from whence he sprang, back to his eternal home. I tremble and I am afraid. What man has not his doubts? What man can say with the conviction of knowledge? Of this I am certain. Our fathers of old and the twice born had the confidence of certain assurance, but I am no more than a humble scribe, whose life has been devoted to the fulfillment of his trust. I sought no great reward and received none, but I was content. Perhaps that contentment was my undoing. I am like a pot holding a precious draught, none of which belongs to it, or a chest containing a treasure it cannot utilize. What eyes see in the dismal darkness of the tomb, what breath stirs the heavy dust, what flower of love flourishes there, what voice can echo in its silence? Does any glimmer ever enlighten the oppressive gloom? Does any memory ever arise to soften the stark surroundings? The thoughts of an old man taunt him when the security of youth is left behind. Youth traverses the sunlit valley of carefree indifference, but age enters the gloomy cavern of doubt. What kind of stars encircle the vault lying low above? What companion lightens the burden of the never-ending night? What whisper breaks through the dark solitude? How many sleepers lie enwrapped in the dusty silence? Whose voice will awaken them? And on what distant day, with what greetings will they be called forth? Those things I myself cannot know, yet I search the old scripts and am reassured, for they who wrote them did so from certain knowledge. There were things known to them which are lost to our days. The sleepers sleep not, for their time is past. It was not counted as men count days and hours. They awakened even as one awakes from a sleep. They awoke in their day of destiny to a future of radiant glory, or one of disgraceful shame and shapelessness. I can add nothing to the great scripts in my keeping, for I am no more than a mere writing instrument. No sublime thoughts arise in my heart, and I, who myself lack the strength of assurance, can scarce presume to impart it to others. I serve as best I can as a guardian and transmitter of the wisdom from olden times. I labor in secret places and I hide a secret life within my breast. This is a miserable and misguided age when corruption stalks the land and of the soul of man swims like a fish in an ocean of sin and wallows like a pig in the mere and the mud of lust. It is a time of constant soul danger. In this age of wickedness, neither good works nor faith nor spiritual wisdom have any value. They who should instruct and guide the people must lead them with deceitful words and hypocritical ways. They have become corrupt of heart and their eyes are blind to their wrongdoing. Their deeds done in the name of righteousness are as the filth which pollutes pure waters. The goodness that may once have bloomed within is withered away, and their spirits are as shrunken and wrinkled husks. The greed of the great is without bounds, and they oppress the poor beyond endurance. They take away the milk goat of the fatherless and seize the widow's ass for debt. In the scripts of the wise it is said, as a man sows, so shall he reap, but I seek vainly for its truth in this age. Is this beyond my understanding? Yet I shall pass on undiminished the treasure with which I have been entrusted. Let those with greater wisdom make of it what they will. It has proven poor fare for an empty stomach and a cold covering for the lonely night. Yet it has brought its own strange consolation, and I am not without comfort. Think of me sometimes when I am dust and you are even as I am now. If in greater wisdom you have solved the problems that now perplex me, look not upon me with scorn, for I am the child of my age. Meager though my offering be, it extends to the limits of my capacity. More I cannot give. Now as his days reach fulfillment and he awaits his destiny, your servant salutes you. That's it.